What's up, bud? Huh? Buster. Come here. Come here. Come on. What's up? Okay, yeah. Got you. What's up, buddy? What's up, buddy? What's up, buddy? Huh? Yeah? Where you going? Where you gonna go? You got a better option than this? Do you? Under the chair, is there a better option? Where you going? What are you doing? Buster! Buster! Come on. Come on. I see you. Yeah. Come here. Come here. Come on. What? Oh, yeah? Oh, really? That's how we're going to go today? Fine. I ran out of treats. Oh, God. Explain that. What happened here? Heat gun, fish toy, shelf from cooler. That's the evidence. Shit. Kabocha squash. Guitar strings. Korean dish sponges. I'm out of these. Those Korean dish sponges are handmade. Exercise equipment that has not been used. But today's the day. I got my shorts on. This is going to happen after I do. It's going to be cool all day. I'll have all day to consider it and fight with these objects. All day. What are you doing, man? Buster. 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 What are you doing? No. What? Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yeah, I'm the same guy. A lot of cat action. All right. Oh, is the alarm off? New Ship John hat. Disarmed. Yeah. Me too. Me too, pal. All right. Oh, ow! Good morning, Cholo Jesus. Oh, shit, man. I've given house tours before. I don't know. Sometimes I gotta keep something to myself, right? No shower. Too crazy? That's gonna have to be it. Because I have this idea in my head that I'm gonna exercise. I don't think I've taken a shower for a couple of days. It's been a sad couple of days. How's it going? You guys don't even need me. It's just like, just bring a few hundred of you together so you can chat with each other. It's nice and cool out here anyways. Cloudy, it's nice. I don't remember now the coffee. I threw away the package. It's either that stuff someone sent me, or it's the just coffee. Last night there was a blackout, which is weird. Because it wasn't hot. It wasn't like from overusage. It wasn't like a grid buckling event. It just went out in the middle of this movie I was watching that Steven Dorff sent me. That's pretty good. That guy's a fucking good actor, man. That Dorff. Wow. He's got some presence, focus. He can do this shit, man. Dorff is a good actor. He does what he wants. It's a movie about MMA, which is really not my thing. Like, at all. Like, I don't even know what it is. I don't even know what the letters stand for. Too close? Oh, hey, stop it. Steven Dorff. Sorry, not Brad Dorff. Steven Dorff. Who's Brad Dorff? How did I make that name up? Steven. Is that it? Steven Dorff? My name is spelled with a C. I'd like to see that more often on these comments. If I can ask anything of you, when referring to me, Marc, with a C, when we're referring to the bad man inside me, with a K. I said Steven. What's the movie? Good question. Maybe it's called Battleground or something. I don't think it's out yet. Like, I guess we have the same agent. And he called me to express his condolences for Glow. Talk some shop, and then to say, I work with Steven too, and he's got this thing coming out. And, I know you don't do guests twice, which I have been doing it, actually, a little bit more of now that we do the video. But he's got this new movie out, and I'm like, all right, I don't know. I'll text him. And then he texted me, Dorff did. And I said, well, send me the movie. And I'm like, fuck it. It's not like I got a lot to do. All I got to do is read my friend's stuff and watch my friend's stuff. I got to read Sharpling's book. I got to read Sam Lipsyte's screenplay. I got to watch Dorff's movie, among other things. So I'm watching it, and then all the fucking electricity goes out. It's been a very depressing couple of days for me. And I think we talked about that. Mixed martial arts. Okay, good. Where can the video be found? It's not, I don't think it's on yet. I think it's called Battleground, maybe. But it's a father and son flick, basically. But it's heavy. And the woman who plays the mother is a great actress, and I don't remember her name. I'm not giving you a lot of information, am I? So I'm like my dad this morning. I saw the movie with what's his name? The guy with with the hands. It was about the fighting. His kid is, what's the guy's name from that other movie? Embattled. There you go. I do guess that I need a generator, but for what? I mean, it's a pretty big house, but like, what do you use the generator for? Just to plug your refrigerator into? Or you do you just, is there a plug for the entire house? Is there a way I can just, like, if the power goes out and I have a generator downstairs, I can just pull the plug out of one socket and plug it in the entire house to another socket? Yeah, it was a tough week in the world, but it was a tough week in my mind. You know, I was like, I decided, you know, on some level, the personal collapse of the president is encouraging, but, you know, who knows what's going to happen with this fucking confederacy of dunces. So, but I was going to go away by myself down to Kauai, where I've been many times with many different partners. So it's got that going for it. It's just haunted with lost loves and broken hearts. I never went there with Lynn because we didn't have the time. But we went to Ireland, which is a better island, arguably. Not arguably. It's the best island. So I was going to go down there because I had this big plan. Like, man, I don't want to be around for the election. I'm going to be somewhere else. Week before, week after, just till the shit settles. Got to be away. And I'm like, what are you, fucking drama queen? What are you going to do? You can go sit somewhere else and wait for what? And then whatever happens, you're going to be like, oh man, I'm so far away. I wish I could, you know, just go be with my house or whatever. Whatever, man. But I was sort of dreading it because I know that, like, the idea of me, I don't know who made that reservation, you know? I think I had fun making the reservation. But it's like, in a good time, like when I'm feeling good, you know, 10 days with another person is a lot to be away for. So I'm just going to go sit down there for hours on end with no TV in the room, looking at the water for 2 weeks with no friends in the state I'm in. So I canceled it. I canceled the trip. Now I got nothing. And the hotel was pretty nice, pretty understanding. I don't know, you know, everybody thinks they know what's going to happen, but I've seen that before. Everybody thinks they know whatever the outcome is, they think they know what's going to happen, but I've seen that before. We don't know what the fuck is going to happen. All I know is that there's going to be hundreds of thousands of newly unemployed, angry, homeless people. No solution to this plague. No leadership at all, and there hasn't been. So cities are falling, but not from Antifa, but from massive hemorrhaging of jobs and virus and homelessness. Don't believe the hype. We need new management. That's really what it comes down to. It's not personality. It's not some sort of game. It's like, you're going to watch the debate? I already know who I'm voting for. But you're going to watch? Why? We need new management. We need to be under new management. This group has put us out of business. But be kind to yourself. Trolls baiting political talk. Oh, today? Are the trolls here today? Are they taking the day off from their regular job, attacking people anonymously online with MAGA hashtags and anti-Semitic memes? So they're taking a break. Hey, you guys, let's take a couple of hours off and go pester the sad Jew on the porch.
It's Saturday, man. We've done our job. That's how bots talk. Man, I'm tired, man. I was up for 23 hours straight, just attacking nice ladies who like cats and are angry about the right things. They just want attention. These guys, these trolls here, they just seem to want attention. They want to poke and poke and poke. You know, like a neglected child, or a child who has an abusive or selfish parent. The only way they can get attention is negative attention, and they love it. They love making the person that dismisses them or erases them or abuses them mad, because that feels like love to them. Could you please yell at me so I know you like me? That's why we have this president. Generations of fucked up fathers have created an army of ignorant morons who will vote against their self-interest, vote against their logic, vote against any sort of foresight, because they'd rather vote with their emotions, which were wired in by abusive fucking parents, neglectful parents, stupid parents, myopic parents, narrow-minded parents, drunk parents. Anyway, toxic masculinity. Yeah, there's that. There's just toxic humanity. But sure, toxic masculinity is part of it. But that toxic masculinity causes toxic femininity, causes toxic people. Toxic, period. Do I have a turntable recommendation for an aspiring audiophile? I don't know. I got a Riga. They make several different models of different affordabilities. Yeah, the dismantling of the education system. Absolutely. An intentional undoing by Republican administrations and local state governments, and filling the public schools with revised textbooks, taking the civics education away. The arts, yeah. Use whatever options you have at your disposal to maintain your sanity without hurting yourself or other people. Fuck it. Is this close enough, fuckers? Oh. But, yeah, I got my ballot in. Got my ballot in the day after I got it. Thanks for reminding me. That was a close call. I almost forgot to vote. The shake stick. You got it, man. But yeah, it's just been a sad few days. I don't know why, but I've been having dreams about Lynn. And in the last 2 days, it was just like all about Lynn all the time. And it's just weird, having conversations with people. And look, be nice. Everybody be nice. I have a large audience of birds every day. Yeah, I've just had Lynn on the brain. And I thought I was sort of, but it's not the same, man. It's not the same as the sort of trauma grief and the obsession and the sort of horror in the heart. Now it's just sort of like, fuck, it's so sad. I just miss her. Because the weird thing in life, I don't know the life you live or, what your trip is, but I am a 57-year-old man with a difficult brain, no children. Twice married. And been through a lot of people. And the fucked up thing about it was, like, when I broke up with Sarah to be with Lynn, the reason I didn't necessarily want to break up was because I didn't want to deal with it again. It doesn't matter what side of a breakup you're on. If you're with somebody for a while, it's a weighty decision. You're both going to get hurt. It's going to be horrible. You're going to cause pain. You're going to feel pain. You're going to feel guilt, usually. I've left and I've been left many times. How much can your fucking heart take, right? How much can you take? That factors into the decision, right? Sort of like, should we break up? Like, oh, it's going to kill me, man. And you don't think that has some sort of physical tax? Some sort of mental tax? Spiritual tax? Broken hearts? I didn't want to do it again. I didn't want to do it again with Sarah. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm never going to forgive myself if I don't. So I let go. I gave it away. Gave my heart to Lynn. It took a while. Struggled. And then she passed away. And it's like, what? What is this now? And then there's that party. It's like, well, that's it. That's it. I'm done. I'm done with this heart business. But I guess we'll see. The plague has put a lot on hold. And people are acting like things aren't going on. The plague is the plague, but, if you had enough, you're going to leave. Divorce is divorce. Suicide is suicide. Cancer is cancer. Ongoing. Like those are the three things that keep happening. Divorce, suicide, and cancer. Doesn't matter about COVID. Nothing's going to stop divorce, suicide, and cancer. And fentanyl. And moments of niceness. Politeness. Masked politeness. The masked wave. You go ahead. You go ahead. Oh, that's so nice of you. I wish you could see what my face looks like when I'm being nice. But yeah, so you wouldn't have gotten through high school without me? Oh my God. Well, I'm glad I helped out. That's a fucking battleground of everything. What a fucking nightmare. What a defining time for everybody. What a monster maker high school is. Here you go. You graduated, you fucking monster. Here you go. Here's your diploma. I'm sorry that we broke you, but you're smart. You'll be okay. It's terrible. A fucking awful time that was. I was fortunate in that, like, I was not really one way or the other, and I can kind of move freely through the cliques. I don't remember doing any homework in high school, and I almost flunked out. Thoughts on Josh Brolin? What happened to Josh? Is he all right? I love Josh Brolin. Are you talking about that? I follow him on Instagram. He is responding to trolls. Did something bad happen to Josh? I hope not. Where did you go to high school? I went to Highland High in Albuquerque, New Mexico. How did I get into BU? It wasn't easy. I was not, my first 3 years of high school were sort of pretty bad, and I decided I wasn't going to go to college at all. And then I freaked out. And I locked down. I locked in my senior year. For my entire life, it's like he doesn't apply himself. He's smart, but he can't get him to focus. So I was like, the idea of staying in Albuquerque dawned on me that like I had the opportunity. I had, parents that were utterly self-involved, but had some bread, and they could send me to college. So what the fuck am I doing? What am I going to do in Albuquerque? So I locked in my senior year, but it still wasn't enough to get into a decent college. So I went to a small liberal arts school outside of Boston that was had a fairly renowned program for I believe dyslexia, and was a nice landing spot for sort of spoiled fuck-ups whose parents could afford to stick them somewhere. I went there, Curry College, and then after that I transferred to BU. So that's how that happened. Why Boston for college? Because that's where it just struck me. I didn't know what I wanted to do other than be somewhat a well-versed person in all things. I had no real agenda, but I was fortunate to have parents with some means. I just went to Boston because that's where all the colleges were, and it seemed like a place to go to college. I am not dyslexic, but that was sort of what that place was known for. You live in Milton? Yeah, I know Milton. I went to Curry. Yeah, lots of nights slumming it in Allston Brighton for sure. Yeah. I used to go visit a parrot up there on Harvard Avenue. There was a pet store. I used to work in Coolidge Corner. I worked at a place called Edibles. It's kind of these old Jewish hippies own this little restaurant. Then I worked briefly at Matt Garrett's as a waiter. But I just remember walking all the way down Harvard Avenue. I think it was Harvard. But it must have been between. It doesn't matter. There was a pet store up there with this giant blue macaw. And I'd go hang out with the parrot. I liked talking to the parrot. And then there was Deli King at Commonwealth and Harvard, right? Deli King was the best. And that was right pretty close to where the parrot was. Yeah, there's a big blue parrot. I used to love it. That's funny. That's true. Edibles does mean something totally different now. But I'm sure the owners, Bunny and Ira, are fine with both the definitions. Those were my boss's names. Bunny and Ira. Deli House in Kenmore Square. That place was terrible. You did it because it was there, but like it was bad. I was a pizza pad guy all the way. I know Deli King's been gone a long time. Yeah, Burr's on SNL. I'm sure he'll be good. He's a good actor, that Burr fella. I'm sure he'll have something provocative to say in his stand-up that'll make sensitive progressive people go like, what is that? What is he saying? Is he correct? And it'll make the meatheads go, yeah, he's one of us. And it'll make the liberals go like, I get the point, but does that hurt us? Yeah, he's one of us. What was my degree? Would I host SNL? That ship has sailed, dude. I majored in English literature with a minor in film criticism. And that's a major I scraped together after 5 years of undergrad. But I somehow managed to graduate with like a 3.7 or 3.8. Most of it, those are majors that you can move through. That, charm has an impact on the liberal arts majors. There's a dialogue. It's not science. my favorite Astoria restaurant really became Kikleides. Is a great restaurant. The Kikleides Greek seafood restaurant. I listen to enough Mingus. I don't listen to as much jazz now that I moved my records upstairs. Yeah, I my focus, or what do you call it? You kind of pick a thing that you do the year survey on, was like romantic literature, but the class was too early, and I was fucking partying, man. So like, my focus was the romantics, but the class was at like 9 a.m, both semesters, and I was just not together. So Byron, Shelley, Keats, Yeats, who were the other ones? Wordsworth. Oof. They got short shrift, man. I barely got out from under that, man. I had an incomplete hanging over me for that second semester paper in romantic lit for years. Favorite place to get a green chili cheeseburger? In New Mexico, I don't know. I used to get the green chili on burgers at Frontier, but I would think Blake's. Get the Blake's Lotta Burger with the green chili. I don't listen to the Afghan Wigs much. I did years ago. I don't know about what's going to happen with Glow. I wouldn't count on it. Have I ever missed my old house and garage? You know what? I don't. I do not miss my old house and garage. I miss my cats. And I miss, no, really, I mean, so much went on there. The new guy made the garage into like a room, like a little hotel room almost. Any book recommendations? I have to do this thing at 10 with the Glow Girls, some sort of Zoom thing. I think you guys can go to it. It's all of us, and I guess it's some sort of panel. I didn't promote it because I can't. It's like, it sort of becomes a pain in the ass. There's sort of always a scramble with so many people involved. Where's the link? Where's the art? Do we put it up? Where are we going to put it up? So if you want to go to this Glow thing at 10 Pacific, go to Bree's Instagram and figure out what the fuck the link is. I don't know what it is. Do you throw people under the bus? Not really. Here's the deal. My true thoughts about what? I don't think I throw people under the bus. Maybe I have in my life when I was younger, but not really. But when you're in this business, show business, to the degree that I'm in show business, I had a dream about cocaine. I had all these dreams about Lynn, and I had a dream where I was doing blow, and part of the mirror broke off. It was weird. I was doing blow, and I was talking to you guys, and I was sort of like, it's all right, just don't tell anybody. And I did some fucking rails, which I didn't call them. We didn't call them rails. Rails is a new thing. When I was doing coke, there were lines. Had a lot of different names for coke. But blow. Lines of blow. Lines of blow. But I remember I held up this fucking mirror and I was trying to half hide that I was doing blow, but you could see blow residue. And then like the edge of the mirror broke off and I put it down and I saw that the edge of the mirror broke off that I was doing the blow off of. And I was freaked out because it was somebody else's mirror and it was some sort of it was special to them. Like it was the mirror broke. I didn't really break it, but it was somebody else's mirror, and it was special to them. What do you make of that? Huh? Use whatever options you have at your disposal and maintain your sanity without hurting yourself or others. All right, you fuckers. Fuck it. Yeah, that's funny still. It's still funny. One more time. Oh. I don't think it's a bad luck thing. I think it's about who I was. Because the 14 years bad luck is not in my mind. What were we talking about? Why was I talking about that? How did I get to drugs? What the fuck happened? Somebody asked me a question about the past, about what? How do we get to that? I'm not doing Sam Kinison stories. How many times do I gotta do that fucking story? Ah, fucking jukebox. Oh, about throwing someone under the bus, right. So there's a diplomacy that takes place in the game, like you get to a certain level and, if you say shitty things about somebody, I had it's a whole issue I had with Sandor actually years ago. I'm not even sure we're good. And here's the thing, it's like, I spend half my life apologizing to people that don't even give a fuck that I'm freaked out about something that happened. Like, I live so much in my head, and I've made so many amends to so many people that are more famous than me, who I've known forever, and they're like, I don't even know what you're talking about. And I'm like, I guess I'm just a fucking idiot, fucking little hero in my own mind. But if you're a comic, right, and you want to be fucking honest, about who you are, which is very few comics. Very few. You can be honest about culture. You can be honest about society. You can look out into the world and do your trip, have your point of view, be provocative, upset people on purpose because you think it makes a difference. All that shit. Those are the edgier comics. Some are just entertainers. But the bottom line is, if you are a cultural critic, that culture involves people in show business because so much of the culture is dictated by people in show business. So once you start being critical or not taking cheap shots at easy targets, but if you're critical of people in show business that are respected and not fucking jokes, and you're in show business, that's going to come back at you in a personal way. Somebody's going to be like, why you got to shit on so-and-so? We know him from the place. Well, he's part of it. She's part of it. It's cultural. It's criticism. It's satire. I mean, we all put ourselves out there, but still it becomes a personal trip. You dig? Edgy entertainer equals Andy Kaufman. There's a lot of people that ride an edge intellectually. There's, he's edgy because he took risks that, were weird and not funny. I mean, I guess it's edgy. He's singular in that the type of clowning he was doing was menacing. And he's, inspired and a brilliant guy. But years ago, and I've told this story. Back in Black today. Any AC/DC recommendations? Yeah, I always go. But these riffs, like, I don't know what the David Spade, Eddie Murphy riff is, but they only matter to a certain number of people, and people like you, maybe not you, but you know who you are, who feed it, who want to see people with profile fight in public because you get a kick out of it. The same people are the sort of this or that people. This or that, top 5 list. Oh, here we go. You and your sort of like popcorn meme. I mean, it's instigated. It's exciting to people. Let's watch the entitled, talented, rich personalities go at each other to fill our lives up. Powerage is the album, yeah. Well, the apologizing, the amends thing is like, that's for you. I've invited Parker and Stone on. I did see Sean Lennon's Isolation, and to be quite honest with you, I transgressed a boundary I don't usually transgress because of that, because Isolation is one of my all-time favorite John Lennon songs, and Sean obviously did a great job, and they both have the same birthday. But I actually, Sean was on my show, and I had his number, and I texted him, and I said Isolation was beautiful, thank you, made me cry. The song always makes me cry. And I wished him a happy birthday, and he said thanks. But in my mind, I thought, like, right after he said thanks, he went, "Oh, this guy's got my fucking number. I hope this is the end of it." That's the way I think. I never do that. I don't have a lot of people's numbers, but I have some people's numbers. I automatically assume, like, I think it's okay for me to say good job, right? And I think, like, I send it out, and they're like, they just send me one line in return, and then I think they go like, oh God, I hope that guy doesn't become a weirdo and start bothering me. I'm very careful while reaching out or communicating with the bigger names. Oh man, am I gonna have to block this guy? I just did his dumb podcast. Hope I don't have to block this guy. I haven't heard that he's a weirdo. Is he a weirdo? So, back to it. Being critical of somebody, or being honest about somebody, or expressing your opinion when you're talking about your peers, it's tricky, because I don't think that's the definition of throwing people under the bus. I think throwing people under the bus means to save your own ass. But being critical of peers is tricky because, in the public sphere, it may be relevant, maybe, but in the personal sphere, you're just shitting on a friend, or you're shitting on somebody you know, or and that's how they'll generally take it. I know you sent me the book, Meet Me in the Bathroom. I appreciate it, but I had that woman on the show who wrote it, and I have a copy of the book, but I appreciate it. Thank you. I didn't want to, she was on the show. We talked about that book. I have it. I have not read it, but now you've, maybe I'll, now the pressure's on, I'll read it more. What happened with Sandler? That could be constructive criticism too. Yeah, how many people that in your peer group that are friends with you or with you, how many people do you really know at the level or depth of that friendship where they can take constructive criticism? I mean, if it's just somebody from around, are they going to take constructive criticism, or are they going to take it as personal? And who the fuck are you to give constructive criticism? How do you take constructive criticism? Who do you take it from? I understand. It's a nice idea. When you say something that hurts somebody, when you weaponize your honesty and step out on the ice and go like, fuck, I'm going to take that. I'm going to tell that person that, or say it to somebody else, because you're being honest, right? How much of your honesty is coming from a little bit of fucking spite? How much is a little bit of a stick to that advice? I got some advice for you, but it's going to hurt a little bit because inside of it, there's a small bomb of resentment. Here's a little advice, but it's kind of a diplomatic package filled with contempt for your success. Oh, that's the whole game, man. Like, especially in relationship, weaponizing honesty. Hey, I'm just being honest. Yeah, but was it necessary? Was it necessary? Well, I thought you might want to know. Did you, though? Or did you just want me to be self-conscious and feel some pain because you were feeling vulnerable in the situation? Oh, am I a fan of Alan Moore? Sure, but I don't read comics anymore. There was a minute there, but I'm not. I was never a deep nerd for it. There are certain people that people are deep nerds for, and I wasn't. The Sandler story. It involved so many people, and I'm, or two people. Nothing. I just did a joke, and I made on Conan. This is a fairly elaborate joke. It was a funny joke. But it made reference to an Adam Sandler fan. Like, it was just a descriptor in a line of adjectives. And I'd already gotten into some trouble with the joke. Minor trouble. I remember I did it at the Improv, and for some reason my old buddy Steve Brill was there, who directs Sandler movies occasionally. We weren't really friends at the time because he directed Sandler movies and he was a success and I was a bitter cunt. But I did the show and he was hanging out at the Improv for some reason, but I don't know who he was with, but I did the joke at the Improv, and I get off stage and Brill, who I don't talk to, and we'd gone our separate ways, him to sort of like directing movies and making money and creating the Angry Ducks, and me to like a couch in Somerville smoking weed and wondering what happened in my life. And he comes up to me, why are you shitting on Sandler? Why are you shitting on Sandler? This is his club, I mean, why would you do that? And I'm like, what are you, a Sandler stooge? Are you here to enforce the rule of, not talking about Sandler? I mean, who the fuck are you? So that was then Steve and I had a problem. That sort of hung there for years. But we have since made up, and he's on the podcast, and we did it, and we worked through it. But then I did the joke on Conan, and I was at the Improv in Hollywood, and Sandler came up to me, and this must be in the 80s, maybe early 90s. No, it wouldn't be the 80s, probably mid to late 90s, maybe. I don't know. But Sandler came up to me, he's like, I heard you talking about me. I'm like, well, I did it on Conan. I did a joke that mentions your I mean, it wasn't about you. He's like, all right, but he was clearly mad, took it personally, and from that day on, it's not like we would have been hanging out anyways. I was nobody, and he was Adam Sandler, but it stuck there, and and I never was able to really resolve it with him, and I look, he's gone on to do fine. I don't think it really affected him. Had no effect on him whatsoever, other than when he sees or hears my name, he can go like, that fucking guy. Or if I see him, he's nice to me, but I walk away and he probably thinks, that fucking asshole, I remember he did that thing. People hold grudges or they don't. That's just life. And life is short, and sometimes you're not going to fucking resolve that shit. Sandler was born in the 70s. Really? Not the late 60s? He's that much younger than me? How's the car garden? Oh, I bought some plants. What do you guys care? I get tired of walking by this sad fucking bed in front of my house. I want to put some plants in there. And I just was like, who's going to do this? When's this going to happen? I guess I'm going to have to do it. So I went out and bought some plants in my sadness yesterday. Yeah, I know he's from New Hampshire. No, Lynn didn't move out of her house to live with me. Lynn had just moved down here from Seattle, and she was renting a house over there in Silver Lake, and she had just gotten it set up. And then the COVID hit, so we were just sort of hunkering down here just because, it's a bigger house and there's more room. And she barely spent any time in her new house before she passed away. And I had to go over there, and it's bad. It was bad. That was not me on the skateboard. I don't think it was sadness spending. I really wanted to get these plants. I mean, I'll show you. I stuck one in the ground already. Like it fucking matters. But they're just... Oh, I thought someone stole my plants. There's these two sides to this, and, there's other... When I got the house, there were other plants in it. Most of the stuff was here when I got here. But I was told that these particular plants would be okay in mostly shade, right? So I put that one in the ground. I know they're succulents, but the guy said we're keeping them in the shade. They need 3 hours of sun a day. So I got that thing, and I got this, which I had tons at my old house. I could have just gotten them. Sarah had a bunch of these. I like this shit, so I'm going to stick a few of those around. And I got that thing. But I'm going to put a couple of them over here on the other side, which is... But this side's kind of working out. I didn't choose this.
the guy who maintains the yard, helps me out. He just picked this, but he's got no real taste. I mean, he can do shit. He can fix the sprinkler, but what is that? Sarah picked these. That was something. I took that from a big paddle of that from Sarah's garden. This is from my old house. This thing's doing okay. This is all right. It's an aloe. Some of these are from my old house. A lot of these fucking succulents are from the old house. I mean, I should probably make the whole fucking yard succulent. This thing is a goddamn water pit. It's another aloe. I like this thing, but it doesn't grow much. I don't know what it is. That's another one of those things that looks like that. One of the many things that look like that. That's actually from the old house. From back when I was married to Mishna. Yeah, he's my gardener, but he's sort of like, he was the guy that helped the lady who lived here before. And I don't think I planted this. That's from the old house. I've done this before. But all this stuff was here when I got here. Just like the house. Oh, look. Let's appreciate these. They're already on their way out. The lady who lived here before was into this shit. And I used some of that to marinate some chicken. What's going on here? I don't know. Who is that? Jesus? This thing was sent to me and it's doing okay. And I heard these are difficult. This was sent to me when Lynn died. And I just stuck it in the ground. I don't know what it is, a fiddle tree or something. But Al was telling me what a fucking trick it is to get these to grow. But I don't do anything to it. It just grows. But all this came with it, except for these. I had to fucking pull all her fucking roses out of these beds because they weren't... When I got the house, I went into the basement, and there was seepage because these walls weren't sealed under these, these huge beds that she put in, but the walls to the house were not sealed properly, so there was seepage, and it was going to fucking destroy the foundation. I got obsessed with it, and I hired guys to dig out these beds and put sealer on the fucking wall. So, it fucking wouldn't, the house wouldn't fall into a hole. So, all right. Is that enough? Yeah, she came over and got some of the roses. There were these huge roses that went up to the top of the house, but they eat so much fucking water, and it was just gonna it was literally under the house. There's a crawl space. When I got the house, I went into a fucking spiral because I'm like, this concrete is 100 years old. It's crumbling, and I gotta fucking seal those fucking walls. All right, are we good? Should I do the exercise? Marc, it's with a C. Marc with a C, unless it's the bad Marc. Thank you. I'm using light strings, dude. I'm not a guitar nerd. You guys should know that, and that, I got a year or so ago, I think Ernie Ball sent me a box of Slinkies. I think they're lights. They're probably 10s. And, that's what I put on them. I'm not I'm not nuanced about it. I got some Skills, Vivino's guy, set up my Strat with some flat wounds on the top or on the bottom. And I've got a set of those I'm going to put on where you put flat wounds on the E, A, and D string, and then, maybe 10s or 11s on the bottom to give you a little more thud to it. I got no beef, man. I got no beef with Sandler anymore. I got no beef with anybody.
You know, I do have moments where I think I should be doing more during this, but like I'm just a little incapacitated, and I'm playing a lot of guitar, and I'm talking to you, and I'm doing the fucking podcast. I did another one with Wayne Coyne. I guess we're putting that up on Monday. I talked to Lewis Black yesterday. Those are both guests I had many years ago, but I talk to Lewis occasionally. Old friends of the show, I guess. A little conversation, a little more Buster. Who is my closest comedy friend these days? Who do I see and talk to regularly? Al Madrigal and Dean Del Rey. But I've had, many friends over the years. But I don't seem to. I'm not on any sort of invite list. Tom Sharpling, who is not stand-up but comedy adjacent, and Sam Lipsyte, who is a brilliant writer of novels, very funny. Tracy Letts has been a good friend as of late. Jerry Stahl is a good friend. Stephen Danziger, psychologist, good friend. I just did an event with Ali Brosh. The new book is great. Do comedians make new non-comedy friends? Sure. You can see me and Patton hanging. Me and Patton hung out. We both got to San Francisco at, roughly within weeks of each other back in the early 90s. Me, Patton, and Blaine Capatch all moved to San Francisco. Like, they came from Baltimore, and we were the new guys on the block, and we did a lot of hanging. Patton and I in the early 90s. Silverman I've known since she was in college. But I'm in touch with these people, but I'm thinking that when you say friends, you mean people that, I lean on or in my life, or I will call when I'm in a dark place, or they will call me to talk. And we have those kind of conversations. That's what I mean. And so, those people change up sometimes. Oh, the conversation with Patti Smith was great. It was beautiful. Where are my friends now? I don't know. It's 8:45 in the morning. Dean's probably sleeping. Al's probably watering his tomatoes. Jerry's probably been up all night writing. Sam's probably dealing with his teenage son. And I'm sitting on the porch talking to you guys. This feels like it's gone on for a while. Am I less depressed this morning? I don't know. Like, there was a blackout last night, and I was sitting in the dark with my flashlight. And it just came over me, and I just was kind of going over all of my memories of Lynn. I don't know if that's depressing, or if that's just part of it. Am I cool with Derek Waters? Yeah. I love that guy. He's funny. I had a good conversation with that guy. He did this thing that was so funny. I think when I interviewed him, there was sort of a big Me Too moment going on. I don't remember which one it was, but he was just talking about how it gets to a point where you don't know what to say or how to behave at all. In terms of just meeting women or whatever. And he just did this funny little character. It's like, hi. Yeah. Oh, no, I'm good. Hi. Yeah, and he acted it out in sort of an impulsive sort of moment. It was very funny. Frightened guy, I guess you would call that. Yeah, Lynn had a great laugh. The blackout was only a couple hours. And the only thing favorite Peter Green song? his cover of Jumping at Shadows, which is a Dexter, I don't remember the guy's name. This weird kind of like one-man band musician guy from the UK. But I really like Jumping at Shadows, and it's only on the live ones. I don't think they recorded a studio one. My Les Paul Gold Top is a recent reissue. It's probably a 2018 56 reissue from the custom shop. Why would I switch away from the SM7B? It's just like no reason. It's a great mic. I mean, there's so many mics. I don't know what determines anyone's reasoning on them, but those things are so honest. I think the Shure SM7 is a very honest mic. Duster Bennett. Yeah, Duster Bennett's Jumping at Shadows was covered by Peter Green and Fleetwood Mac on the Live at the Boston Tea Party record. And there's a couple live versions of it, and it's sort of hard to find the one I like, but I love that song. I guess me and Lynn were legitimately together for a little over a year. But we've known each other a long time, and we were struggling with the feelings for each other, or I was for a long time, you know, for a couple of years. We were with other people. I would interview Angus, but I think Dino's going to do it. You know, I don't know if he's a big talker, Angus Young. Today's World Mental Health Day. Well, the patient is not doing well, and the prognosis is iffy. Favorite LA band currently? I don't fucking know. I don't know. Lynn and I had not gotten to the point where we had integrated each other's families into our relationship, so I don't have any relationship with her son or anything. And I really got to know her parents through her death. It's terrible. Oh, it was last week? Someone just said it was today. Dawes is okay. Isn't that Mandy's husband? Am I getting professional help for what? Am I friends with any conservative celebrities? I am, actually. One of my favorite guys in the world is I don't know if he's a celebrity, but he's a conservative, but we don't talk about it much. We talk about it a little bit, and I haven't heard from him that much lately. I did interview Ryan Adams before the thing. Who was the actor guy that blew me off at the restaurant? It wasn't an actor. It was a director. It was Jeff Baina. We're okay though. No, I'm not. Louis doesn't talk to me anymore. Tim Allen is the man. Tim Allen is a man. I do have a thermometer. What's my favorite? I should interview Vincent Gallo. Yeah, should I? Isn't that kind of done? I don't know about that guy. You know, I have a hard time with guys who are so entrenched in a certain image that I can't see past it to figure out who they are. I don't have time to sort through that live. You know, what's in there, I don't know. I mean, just some people, it's like, all right, that's your surface. That's what is in the world. All right, that's fine. Great, good job. I don't know. I liked the Baina's film, the something girl, the horse girl or whatever. I liked it. I liked Fleabag. I played Van Halen yesterday. It was great. I know Tim Allen was arrested for doing coke. We've offered to, I mean, he was, I don't know. There were times where I would interview these people, but then they actually become nervous about my politics. It's a weird sort of thing. They're the dominant paradigm. But like I'm capable of doing an interview about comedy, but like not now. I don't know. But the two old guys who have turned into conservatives, when they've been offered to come on, they're like, I don't want to get into it with them. You know what I mean? So. Oh, I love Michelle Williams. That first Van Halen album is it's sort of astounding, isn't it? I just threw it on yesterday. It's just really something else. All right. Jenny Lewis. Yeah. I've done enough with the Duplass brothers. They've both been on twice. I think they were on separate, then together. Maybe I never did Jay separate. I'm not going to play this game. I'm not friends with Marilyn Manson. I don't know who Kurtwood Smith is. The actor? Is it Kirkwood? Is it? I don't know. I'm not good with names right now. But I'm not going to do this. WTFpod.com/episodes is where you can find out who's been on. I'm going to go do the thing. I feel like I'm going to exercise today. It's so cool out. Would I be okay with Kamala Harris as my president? Absolutely. I mean, like, those kind of questions are ridiculous because, like, after what we've been through, it's pretty clear that we just let, like, one of the worst humans and most incompetent humans in terms of being a leader and giving a shit about the country do it for 4 years. Almost anybody could do a better job than this person. Okay. I'm going to go in and eat something. Yeah, ow. I'm going to stretch it out. I'm going to medicine ball it. I'm going to do some other stuff. Let's bookend with Buster. Do the bookend with Buster. I do look like my pops. Buster, let's bookend with Buster. Yeah? What do you say? Yeah? You want to be social or what? What do you think? Yeah? Yeah? Okay. Yeah. See that? Yeah. This is what it's all about, right? Nothing else matters. It's all about the now. What about now? What about now? What are you thinking about, huh? What are you thinking about? Buster. Yeah? Oh. Wow. Okay. Buster, say goodbye. Buster. Okay. There you go.